Hey, what's up, gang? Today we are going to be working on the '02 Subaru WRX wagon. Today we are doing a short shifter install. So I originally wasn't going to do a short shifter, but when I got the transmission in the car and looked at the shifter and kind of pulled it apart, there's rust all over it. So I decided it's time to do a short shifter. Okay, so to start off, you'll want to come underneath the car and find your reverse lockout. It'll look something like this up in here. And you'll want to pull it back and put an Allen key in this bottom hole, because that'll hold the reverse lockout up so you can get it back into the shifter. So right here we got this short shifter. It's a little Kartboy. So we're going to be throwing this in. It comes with these bushings. So originally when I was doing this car, I already bought the front and rear bushings for underneath in the tranny tunnel. So I only bought just a shifter today, not the kit that comes with those two. And this video was filmed when I was pulling this car apart because of the mouse problem and doing weight reduction. Such as to start, in order to take the shifter out of this, you have to pull apart the center console that goes here. I have it in the back. So this is a front that goes towards the front of the car. What you do is pull this piece up and this piece up, and you get easy access to the shifter. This is the shifter boot. Once you get that off, you can start pulling the bolts. And as you can see, I already pulled this bolt off. I will say, as you can see here, I tried to already use bushings on this shifter. I'm not going to name the company, but I tried to push their bushings in here a few times, and it was unsuccessful, so I kind of mashed them in. This other side, we got a shifter bushing in. This side, it's just kind of jammed in. So it's all wedged in, and it was nice and tight, so I just left it. But yeah, and get this snap ring out here with our snap pliers, or whatever you would like to call them. Let's see, this thing doesn't got a spring on it. Trying to get in here as well, you got to fight with the shifter. Now I messed up. The first thing you should do is get that little pin out that holds the reverse lockout down. You should get that out before you do the snap ring. Now the reason I was replacing this is I looked down in here, can't really see, but I saw rust. This is a good reason. There's a good reason I'm replacing it. That's disgusting. So I'll have to let that soak in vinegar, and hopefully it keeps the spring strength but gets rid of all this rust, because that is not good. That's disgusting. So I'll have to fix that. But next step is to get that snap ring out. So along with getting the snap ring out, there's also two screws that go on the bottom of this base here, and you have to get them out to get this guy off. And then you should be able to also pull this off. I think it's a little, oh no, I'll have to mess with that, but I think you can get this off to help with rattle with your new shifter. Okay, the shifter's out. You got to clean the cup in there, clean the reverse lockout, and then here's the shifter. Whoa, blurry. And then here's the cup that it comes on. So you'll have to remove these two O-rings, clean this off, and then lube it for the next one. So here's the difference between the two. Now that we have it out, you can see that the Kartboy has a longer stick down here, helping make it a shorter shifter, and then also the overall length of it is way shorter as well. So there's the big difference between the two. All right, I have the spring soaking in apple cider vinegar, It actually looks like most of it's already off of there. I cleaned out all the bushings. This is off of the OEM shifter. This is basically just a rubber washer or gasket that goes on the bottom to hold the spring in. You can see as it's a little indent right there. So clean this up. I'm gonna throw it on the new shifter. I'm gonna get this put back together. A lot of people say when they do aftermarket shifters, this rattles a lot. What I noticed is when I pulled this off, it had like a sealant on the bottom that glued it to this other piece here. So what I'm suspecting is people just don't throw a sealant back on. This rattles, they get annoyed, so they go and buy the Cobb one. But I'm gonna try and find a sealant or like a putty to throw in there. I was thinking kind of like an RTV, like it wouldn't be too terrible to clean up. Another idea I was thinking is just getting a small rubber gasket or washer like these guys and throwing it in there, because in that way it won't rattle. It might be hard to get it back together because I'll have to squeeze it down and get the other or the reverse lockout in, but I'm gonna go with one of those methods. I'm gonna try the I guess they're called O-rings, not washers. I'm gonna try the O-ring first and hopefully that works. If not, I'll just do the RTV. All right, so last night I put some RTV on this guy here. So now this piece, this upper piece is glued onto this bottom piece. So that should prevent rattle there. But I talked to someone last night about the rattle on their short shifter. They have a Cobb, and they're saying it's because of the shaft here. It's rattling. I got calipers to measure it, and I measured that this shaft is the same size as the OEM shaft. The only difference is the OEM shaft has rubber on it, so when this is vibrating, it gets dampened by that rubber. However, here it's completely metal, so it's going to vibrate and make some noise. I tried to throw like electrical tape on there, but even that was too thick to go around it. So what I might try is some white lithium grease. Just kind of throw it in there, and that might help dampen the noise. But all we have to do left is throw it in. She's ready to go. The spring cleaned up nice with the white vinegar. There's no rust on it. I just had it in there for like an hour. Bushings were already installed here. I got the cup all cleaned up. Reused the O-rings. They look fine. So yeah, ready to go back in. All right, and here she is installed. To get the reverse lockout to line back up, you might have to twist the cable around. So I took a zip tie and zip tied it from here to here, and that allowed the hole for the lockout to match up with our insert here. But yeah, make sure everything works. Whoa, blurry. Make sure everything works good. I mean, a short throw isn't gonna make as big of a difference like a Honda, but it's still better than stock. But that's all for the video. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something. I will see you next time. Peace.